Okay, so as I was saying, I was stopped on this picture because I really just wanted you guys to look at the shoulders and um, the long arms, how lengthy their arms are, and how high their belly buttons are in comparison to their hips. So yeah, these are both transgendered people. I'm pretty sure that Kirsten Dunst had a rib removal similar to Pam Anderson. I showed that in one of my videos, I believe. Um, because they try to really narrow her waist and to give her the appearance of hips. This is the same picture I showed you earlier where she has her trachea. You can see her trachea fairly clear, which is the throat, the throat thickness in the throat area. Here she actually has her hands together, so it's a little easier to see her wide shoulders. But she does have wide shoulders, even though that she's a very thin person. She does have wide shoulders. She also has a similar jaw to Ariana in that they're both very square jawed. Here, I wanted to show how Alicia Silverstone has no hips. Wide shoulders, no hips. Do you see that? It's so straight. It's so straight. Look how little her dress is. That's how straight her hips are. Here's Stacey Dash looking pretty manly to me. They're also showing us the red and blue. So we're seeing that. So we are seeing her wide shoulders here. Sorry. As I was saying, her jaw, her throat, her arm, it all looks pretty manly to me right there. The red and the blue, male, female, how they're both. Again, very small hip area, but wide shoulders. Very tiny butt. This is the scene where she's trying to teach Ty about exercising. Here's Ty. Ty being Brittany Murphy. A little bit manly. They have something around her waist to distract from the fact that she is so straight down. Her hips are so straight. Very thick neck. Look at the thickness in her neck. Maybe it's just the shot, but that's very thick. Here, again, we can see how the shoulders go further than the waistlines. They go further than the hips. They could have put padding on the hips, who knows, under these skirts or whatever, but they picked out these outfits to make them look more feminine. If you'll notice, the men behind them all have sloping shoulders, but the women don't, and they're all doing the same pose, so it's not as if they're manipulated in that way. They're all in the same stance, but yet the females have these straight, manly shoulders. Look at Eliza Dushku's clavicle and how straight it is, how it goes all the way out to her shoulder. This is what we're looking at, is the body parts. We're not looking at how pretty their faces are or anything like that. Also, look how large their foreheads are, how large their heads are. And that's very telling of men, of the male gender. Here she is, Kirsten Dunst is, with these long legs, long limbs, long arms, just longness. She's elongated. It's a male trait. There are tall women, there are lanky women, of course, but it's not the same. Look at her hands, how large her hands are. These are all male traits. Here I was looking at how long her arms are. Look how long, that from the shoulder to the elbow. It is so long. It's so long. Women don't have this. It's shorter, mainly. Women have much shorter arms from the shoulder to the elbow. Also, too, she actually has a cross on her wrist there, on the band. The band has a cross. They're all about crosses. They're all about showing us that they're into crosses. And I don't know if it's an illusion to make us think that they're Christian and make us think that they're wholesome, which later on in other videos we can talk about how Christianity is Masonic in itself. but that's not for today's video. So let's move past it. They love to say that they're women. They love to say that they're girls. They love to put that in play as far as scripting goes, the lines they deliver. And this line, she's saying, "I'm a stupid girl with a stupid crush." I don't know what movie this is from, but it's not relevant because what I'm looking at here is her neck. And that distinct neck. Look how long it is. Her jaw, so square, it's even shadowing the squareness. Here, I thought was a dead giveaway because as I've been showing people, been trying to show people, the calves give these people away, and their feet give them away too. Because of how large their feet are, they put them in heels to make us think that they're smaller by scrunching them, but they are very large feet, and they could actually have the strands wrapping around the legs so that it's actually more distinct that we're seeing the calf muscle being so high. That's a male trait. Look how high that calf is on her right leg, the one that we're really looking at here. That is a high calf. If you were to see that on a female calf, it'd look a lot different. It'd look more elongated. The muscle would go further down, but no, it just stops right up there. Just that little bubble of calf muscle. This photo I really thought was just from that calf alone, the legs, how long these calves are, the legs are, how long her legs are. It's just a dead giveaway for me. I can't see anything other than a male. Here we have Alicia Silverstone in the red and the blue because she is both genders. Large, long, straight clavicle on her. Look at that, how distinct. Has a very shadowy effect to it. Another color-coded picture. I think she has a G on the front of her. Kirsten has a G on the front of her chest, but I can't see it, so I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what context that this photo was taken in, but look at her long legs. Look at those long, boyish legs. More color coding. There is an idea that the red and the blue could also be significant as far as talking about the Kabbalah goes, and the chain at which how they describe the gods and the planets and all of that, and how it could represent two of the planets and two of the gods and so forth and so on. But again, that's for another video on another day. I believe that it represents gender, and I think it really reveals gender. This is to show us that she's sexual. She's a sexual being. Look how large her mouth is. That is a huge mouth. Huge mouth on a tiny person. Very male. He's looking at her ass. The guy in the back, woman in the back, is looking at her ass. I mean, that's just, These are sexual objects, these people. They're sexual objects. They want you to sexualize them. One thing that people have not really come to terms with is the fact that these people, they're transgendered, so they get breast implants. These men get breast implants. And you'll see it with Jennifer Aniston, a few other people, where the breasts are they're so... The way that they, I guess, do the nipples, I'm not sure, but they end up getting these very, very distinct nipples. And to where you see them through all of their clothing. So we're seeing that here in this scene from Spider-Man, where she's going to kiss him in the upside down position or whatever. The yin and yang kind of. But yeah, this nipple thing is kind of a phenomena, I think, that people haven't realized yet, but they should realize it. Here we see the two, Gabrielle Union, Kristen Dunst, in pigtails, which is kind of pedophilic. I mean, it kind of makes me think of pedophilia because of how, young girls are seen in pigtails and how they're trying to picture these older women as young girls. And it's very sexual. Here is more color coding, red and blue. This is a hard picture to see, but the shirt actually says, I believe it says Campus Queen, and it just made me think of drag queen. this whole yes, bitch, and yes, queen, and, all of these different things we love to say now. I really think the queen is all about drag queen, and that's why everybody calls themselves queen. This has nothing to do with Ariana's video, but I thought it was funny that Kirsten Dunst had a start in this movie called Little Women, and all of these people are drag queens. They're all men posing as women. Look at the tracheas. Look at the necks. Look at those necks. Those are male necks. Especially, I think her name is Claire. Claire's? My goodness. Let's not forget that Kirsten Dunst did a movie called Dick. Where they're just covered in red and blue. And the smiley face, which is kind of horrific if we think about the smiley face and how it's, used as like a stamp of like, always being happy. And I think it has more of a evil connotation to it, but that's for another video, another day. This is before and afters. So here we have her in 1995 and here we have her in 2018. All those hormones trying to keep her as a woman. It's really taken a toll on her, I'm sure. That's Kirsten Dunst as a small child. Small child. Very spread apart eyes. Curly blonde hair. Reminds me of Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was also a transgender. Probably people don't know that. Wide face. Look how wide the face is. My gosh. It's so wide. Look at her here. She's a little bit older. Very wide set eyes. Wide set eyes. Huge hands. Look at her hands. She's a little girl. Why would a little girl have hands that huge? And ears. Her ears are huge too. And the hair is made to cover up the large head, by the way. Here she is with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, who is a female to male. He's gorgeous, but he's a female to male. I'm sorry. Here we see her with a wide neck, a wide face. Everything about her is wide. Wide is equal to male. For the most part. 99.9%, I'd say. Here she is again. Large hair. I just really wanted to get a fair portrait of what she looked like as a child, because that's supposed to be her on the left, I think. And I mean, look, that little boy, probably a little girl. Kirsten Dunst is a lot taller than the other child. Here she is. She's starting to come into her body a little bit, and it's very male. It's a male body. It's a little male body. Her large shoulders and her thick neck. And her long legs. Such long legs on this one. My goodness. Here she is older. I mean, do you see a female when you look at it? I mean, obviously you do, because she's supposed to be a female. Where have her hips gone? She doesn't have the same hips as she did previously, right? As she did here. She appears to have hips here. With Mila Kunis, another transgender. But she doesn't here. Huh. Isn't that weird? Suddenly she just doesn't have hips. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Her boobs look a little, off kilter. Boniness to her chest. So yeah, here she is with some more transgendered people. Here she is at the top of the pyramid, because she is at the top of the chain of power. And as you can see, the two people below her have the red and the blue. Here I thought I'd show the back of the legs of the people who were in the music video that we're talking about today for Ariana Grande. Thank you, next. They all have pretty high calf muscles. Pretty high calf muscles for being women. Very straight legs for being women also. Where's the curve? I don't know. It's not there. Look at that hip on this female person, male to the left, all far to the left. No hips. No hips on that one. None of them have hips, but you know. This I thought was pretty crazy because I hadn't noticed this before, but actually, if we're looking at this, behind here we see Dorothy in her red shoes, And the Cowardly Lion. What is that talking about? What is that subliminal for? You think it could be for MK Ultra mind control? For programming? Yellow Brick Road? It's a lot to think about if you're really thinking about it. Here's the whole crew. You can't really see Dorothy, but you think maybe she's been Wizard of Oz programmed? That could have been her programming when she was a kid? I think maybe so, because Ariana Grande probably had it too. Here she is fighting over her shoe with her quote-unquote brother. Even though Ariana's got the more square jaw and the longer legs and all of that. The Mad Hatter hat with Alicia. This photo shoot really freaked me out when I first saw it a while back. I think they did baby doll programming with her as well, because this isn't right. This is not right. I'm sorry, but this picture alone is just freaky. It feels like pedophile stuff. I mean, why? Why would they need to do this? Why would they feel the need to make a photo shoot like this? I don't know. I'll never know. Ooh, you can really see her hair here. They really had to tone down that hair. She's about to start growing a beard. Yeah, this is Monarch programming, MK Ultra. They're giving us a taste with the butterfly. And who else did that? Oh, look. Regina George. Rachel McAdams. Literally eating the butterfly. That's just freaky. Look at her large head. Look at her large head and her large mouth and her very awkwardly pointed, strangely shaped chin. That's probably a chin implant that's gone a little wrong. But we're not supposed to say anything. We're supposed to keep quiet. Shh, it's just a secret. We can't talk about it. It's a secret and we're not allowed to say anything. I'm sorry. We cannot reveal what we really are. It's the whole point of this symbol. The hand, the shushing. So that they don't say anything. Because God forbid a secret get out and people know that they are not who they say they are. It's a very sad world they live in, I think. So the 7 rings, again, I looked it up, and supposedly Ariana's chalking it up to, me and the girlfriends, we went out and, I bought us all rings, and I bought me and my 6 friends rings, and they said it should be a part of the song. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the lamest excuse I've ever heard in my freaking life. I think it has something to do with maybe the circles of hell, the rings of hell in Dante's Inferno. Look at the 7th ring, the 7th circle. It's violence. It says, the violence against people and property, the suicides. Who committed suicide, huh? Who do you think did that? You think maybe that was Mac Miller? Think that could be it? I mean, maybe. Maybe. It's in the realm. The blasphemers. She seems pretty blasphemous to me. Blasphemy is a lie, is it not? She's a liar. She's not who she says she is. Ariana, she's not. I'm sorry. The sodomites. The sodomites. Sodomy? The sodomites? The uncleanly, the unholy, everything that is bad. The prostitutes. The sodomites. And the usurers. I don't even know what that means. Usurers. That's one I'll have to look up. Haven't looked that up yet. But yeah, 7 rings. Going back to that picture where she is pulling up as Elle Woods and she's got her convertible and it's got a license plate. Yeah, people looked. People saw. People questioned it. Continue questioning things. Thanks, guys.